Well, I guess it's decided. Let's begin. Hello everybody, Josiah Gamer, Summon here. Today, we are going to be talking about Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul. You guys voted for this, which I'll just put the poll back up again right around here. And yeah, so today we're going to be talking about my opinion on Diary of a Wimpy Kid, The Long Haul movie. In honest opinion, I'm like everyone else. I did not like it. The movie, it had its unique jokes, but there's a lot of things they got wrong, a lot more than they got right. So, I'm just gonna complain about a few things, and also admire a few things, but mainly complain because this movie was absolute trash. I only saw it recently, and I was really hoping that the reviews were just lying, and it was actually a decent movie, but it really was meh. So anyway, one of the first problems I noticed about this movie was Greg, and the whole premise of making the movie around kids in this day and age. So the Greg for this one, I can understand why they replaced the actor, but the replacement wasn't well chosen. He both looked and sounded more like he should be around elementary school, like at Chirag's height and stuff from the first three films, not in the role he is right now. He doesn't sound nor look really like the role. Well, he does kind of look, but he mostly doesn't sound like the role. Another thing is how they completely changed the story. Like, sure, they had some of the main plot points in there, but they didn't do it right. The book's story was about the Heffleys going on a road trip, and also just having fun and going on and end up having wacky events that happen. And the book, I read the book. In fact, I'm a huge fan of the series, so you can't say I'm not. I read every book. I literally own almost every single Wimpy Kid book, besides a few that I read from other people. It's one of my favorite series. I don't know what life would be like without the Wimpy Kid being there. It was just, the movie, it didn't feel like that. The story in the book was entertaining, and sure, the movie had a place they were going to, but the whole point of the trip was so they could get family time. Thus the premise of the mom. But nothing. There was a destination, and this didn't make sense at this point. Because if I remember, I can't remember, I don't know if Hard Luck came before or after The Long Haul. If it came after, then this would make a lot more sense, but if it came before, I don't know, because Hard Luck, I think it's what it's called, I don't remember. It was the one with the magic 8 balls. In that book, they clarified that Mima, who they're going to a birthday party for, is dead. She's dead. So, suddenly tossing her in there makes no sense. And she didn't really look at all like she did in the books. The plot itself just didn't work, since the whole point was for them to get together as a family and go on a family road trip for fun and get closer together. And they completely knocked out the article about families and stuff thing in there. They completely removed that and acted like it was entirely the mom's idea, along with the fact that the dad didn't even act like the dad that everybody in the Diary of the Kid series really liked, which was the dad that, while he was unique, still ended up being the dad of the family. He just seemed like just another generic dad. Although there is one complaint that everyone complains about, which is Roderick. The new Roderick, I can agree with everyone, he stinks. Beyond a doubt, is just a horrible choice. Roderick was always known as the spiky-haired, brother of Greg that was always angry at him, never ever really agreeing on the thing, and always being a jerk to absolutely everyone. But this Roderick doesn't do that. Instead, he just is stupid beyond comparison, constantly just acting stupider than Roderick is. I mean, sure, Roderick is stupid, but not that stupid. And another complaint is how stupid they turned Greg into. In the first 3 movies, they clarified he is not dumb. He can clearly think out a situation, and once he realizes he's in a situation, he either doesn't find a way to get out of it or does. And this Greg can't even tell the parts of a map apart. That is not how Greg works at all. Another kind of complaint is the fact that they got Rowley in this movie, even though Rowley wasn't in the book. I mean, sure, it was a way to introduce the brand new Rowley actor, but it did not fit the character at all. I was completely bored by his constant issue to say stuff that didn't belong, and even though he made sense in the plot in the beginning with the whole intro sequence, the rest of it, he was there for no reason. And next we come to Manny, who is Greg's younger brother who never gets in trouble. Now, they did the same thing they did with the last Manny actors, where they used twins to get the job done, but these twins didn't do a very good job. They tried, but Manny in the movie just seemed like just crying and talking, never actually doing anything else. And this doesn't represent Manny at all. He was an enjoyable character because he was never getting in trouble. Roderick and Greg are always complaining about him, and mainly Greg, but he made him interesting to see how he was portrayed, like in the first 3. Even though he was not exactly the brightest, he knew how to do stuff. That's with the whole Tootsie Roll in the first I Whoopie Kid thing with the woman and the mom offensive stuff in the first movie. Basically, the movie with the replacement actor cast did everything wrong, with what the original 3 did right. Of course, there is also the big complaint with this whole thing. What they were trying to do. What the people of the Wimpy Kid writers and stuff were trying to do, were trying to turn The Long Haul into a movie that people nowadays would understand. But when you think about it, that actually ruined it. The Wimpy Kid series was meant to be close to the books and relatable. But this thing just tossed in stuff like memes, gamers, and other stuff. With its stupid premise of Greg becoming a meme diaper hands, that would not become popular. I don't think they were thinking right, because sure, it'd be funny, but I don't think people would turn it into a meme, because thousands of people get diapers stuck on their hands on recording. That event was literally no different. And the movie was filled with poop and bark jokes. The jokes you should only resort to if you can't come up with anything else. So either these writers had no jokes, or they were bored and didn't want to write any of these movies. Kind of just felt like a huge cash grab. And that's not a very smart move on anyone's part, because cash grabs are not the movies people want to go see. If people knew they were cash grabs, they wouldn't. But the gamer part was also really confusing for me because, sure, they were trying to add in a subplot, but there are actually so many subplots. Not just the Greg wanting to go to one place, the mom wanting to go to the other, but also the whole Beardos and the convention stuff. It was all just a bunch of subplots mixing up to nothing. They literally went nowhere. There was absolutely no character development at all either. They tried, maybe with the mom finally deciding to just let Greg get his phone back. Spoilers, because honestly, this movie's been around for a while. Why would I have to worry about spoilers? Everyone's seen it by this point. If you haven't, sorry. Which finally gives him back his phone. I feel like that was supposed to be a huge character development moment, but that didn't feel. It just felt like they're going like, you know what, I'm done. I'm just gonna do it you want because I don't care at this point. Here, just take it. This movie, I just can't describe it through normal words. It's really no plot developed. It's really not plot developed is what I mean to say. And the cast was poorly chosen. A little more frustrating fact is the thing that the guy who plays Roderick Devin Bostic, who played him originally, he still looked the same. Seriously, he still, when he reacted to The Long Haul, he still looked like Roderick. So what was wrong with just recasting him as Roderick? Sure, you couldn't replace the rest of the cast, because at this point Zach would not be able to, because he is way too old. But the mom and the dad, since adults don't tend to age that much until they get way older, they could still play those roles probably. Manny is also understandable. And Greg, they're both understandable, but the rest of it didn't really make sense. Plus, the shoot up from Dog Days to suddenly go to The Long Haul, I think what they were trying to do was make a story where something actually happens compared to the rest of the books, which all just involve Greg in middle school. But that just was not a smart move. If they ever tried to make sequels of The Long Haul, trust me, they would probably not be watched. One thing I know about the Diary of a Wimpy Kid series is that if you want to do it right, you can't just make something up with the rest of it and say, oh yeah, here's your movie. You got to actually try to make a good film. Even if the original writer and other people worked hard on this movie to make it at least half enjoyable, it was so bad and the ending was just annoying. I'm just gonna say this. But hey, it's just an opinion. My personal opinion. Hopefully you enjoy, because I don't know why I did this. It was fun, though. Oh, man. Sorry about that. I don't know why I say, oh, man. Because that's super easy to do, but anyway. Peace.